Colonel Starbottle was leaving the trial with a letter in his hand, a letter delivered by a woman who asked him to come to her office when he left the courthouse.
A thousand pardons for her having kept a lady waiting, her but her congratulations of friends, and her contracts due the time her interfered with those purposes only heightened by proclamations pressure of her, and the colonel completed his sentence with a gallant wave of his fat but white and well-kept hand. Yes, I can't to see you alone. At that spent for years. I was in your tune when here you waiting if of the yearly and size to methyl that the king and lever I want. A man tan floribly and convincing. Just the man to crave of her cause. Ah, it's a maker of bullshit. I see, said the colonel, equally relevant but extremely careless. And here may I ask the natural of the case, with its average unpromised sweet, said the visitor calmly.
At the end of speaking with the lady, she went to the door and shouted a name after that a young woman entered the office sitting in front of the colonel.
Dorian K. Hawkins, please began to take notice of me a year ago, after that of an on.
What moment do you mean Hawkins, the president of the Dutch company? He had recognized the name of the prominent citizen and rigid, ascetic, taciturn middle-aged man, a deacon, and more than that the head of the company. He had hats different, it seemed inconceivable.
That's him, of an honor ever since most of the time of the Free Will Baptist Church, at morning service, prayer meetings, and such an uncommon sight in here in the road.
Is it this gentleman, Mr. Adorian Kane Hawkins, would heir promised marriage? Starman the colonel.
Yes,
The colonel shifted uneasily in use chart. Most extraordinary for you, see mine, dear young lady. This becomes an most delicate affair.
that's what Mom said.
I mean, said the colonel, with a faint yet curious smile, that this air gentleman is fed urban of my client. If you still love him, explained the colonel child blushing.
That's what Mom said too, and of course, you're knowing he will make in all the rehearsals for you. He box marked works in the with pencil and passed it in on to me, like love, dear, precious, sweet, and blessed. Sometimes a whole line or Tate and Brady and Solomon's songs, you know, and such. When he finished talking with the young woman, the colonel told her that he was going to speak with Mr. Hawkins and they will enter the trial taking the case. The next day at the colonel's office, Hawkins arrived, again summoned by the colonel. When the colonel arrived, he frozen with whiskey.
A slight reform, Mr. Hawkins, he suggested politely.
I never drink.
Ah, not the finest bourbon whiskey Selected by a Kentucky friend, no parent, a cigar, the milded Havana.
I don't know use tobacco nor alcohol in any form. I have no feelings weakness. What's all this about?
I believe he still politely I have made myself clear as butting a gentleman, though perhaps not as clear as I should do during.
I don't know. What do you mean by what you call my attention? To anyone or how as a coronation you? He rose with a summation of his purulent down his washing coat, buttoned his coat, and took up his hat.
I believe I have already indicated my meaning in what I have called your attention of events your main concern for speaking as a mutual friend as to your statement of your reaction with Miss Hooker. I may state that it is fully corroborated by the statement of the young lady herself in this very office yesterday.
Then what does this impertinent nonsense mean? We are summoning here, said Hawkins fiercely.
Because that statement is infamously, yes, damnably to you thus carried, sir, Mr. Hawkins, and when you a thousand apologies, sir, that a weapon should be drawn by me even through your own inhabited under that sacred protection of my wrath, a weapon and honor, and I beg you pardon, sir, and I even withdraw the expression which proves that inherent no doubt these apologies your fund holdings my responsible personal responsible elsewhere for an indiscreet comment in behalf of Lady my client.
You client? Do you mean you have take here guys? You? The consul for the Dutch company, said Mr. Hawkins in terrible indignation.
Having what you request, sir, said the colonel, the air usages of advocacy do not prevent my from espousing the cause of the weak and pathetic.
We shall see, sir, said Hawkins, grasping the handle of the door and backing in the passage. They are over the liar's wall.
Permit me to see you out, interrupted the colonel, raising politely.
Will be related of the resisted the attacks of blackmail, continued Hawkins, returning along the passage.
And you will be able to repeat your remake to men in the street, continued the colonel, bowing as he persisted in following his visitor to the door.
Already at the trial, the colonel, along with Saidet's mother and the one already named, were in court. They were sighted of the colonel standing in front of the judge, while Hawkins already had his lantern to defend him. The people of the two days and already fought outside had accused Hawkins. Given the day of the trial, this was very full even of sight. The window you could see people watching the trial after while the coroner gave his case, giving a long talk with the jury passing by Steph what Hawkins had outdone like the underlined works. Bill that had written I love you that song and all the sides. Hosen at this line of to Hawkins running out to court. So the colonel won and donated to Sidon $4,000 after having won to the case of Miss Sadie. The colonel hoping to see Sadie and tell her what they feel for her with other rebel at the offense. He was very surprised to see Sadie with another person when the entire side present here and his this thoroughly say hello and say the thanks the colonel for winning the case, allowing her the point of Ram and marry Hiram, leaving a sad Colonel Heaven being that he healed it very well and in early wasted godlike. With the left to the Colonel sat down after Jim Cake came and was saving. The Colonel in the States saying he never saw him like his Saints strikers did. Giving the Colonel a bottle of whiskey and just saying, "You are kid ready, Jim," he said, putting down his glass. "But I am here, getting old, and summoning home. I am missing poor Striker Dumbleby."